Last but not least, oh damn, it's time for baseball.
Oh, damn. All right. Week 4, boys. We're approaching halfway through the Major League season, which is crazy because I feel like it just started. So I'm going to go through my top 5 ODMs of the week. Starting off at number 5, I'm going to go with the Boston Red Sox and how much they're struggling, especially on the pitching side of things. As of August 17th, they're 6-16, 9.5 games, last place, the worst record in the American League. Their starting pitching ERA is 6.87. That is, and they have the worst team ERA in baseball at 6.87. They have tied the Major League record using 11 starting pitchers in their first 22 games. During the 7-game losing streak that they're currently on as of August 17th, they've allowed 10.5 runs per game, and they are allowing an opponent batting average of 357 and allowing 13 home runs. They just got swept by the New York Yankees in 4 games. The Yankees have won 10 straight games against the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox are not in a good spot right now. I definitely didn't think that they're going to be a postseason team this year, but I definitely didn't think that the struggles were going to be this bad. Obviously, with the injury to Chris Sale, and they lost David Price to a trade to the Dodgers. They've had a lot of losses on the pitching side of things, but I mean, this is pretty rough. So, Traden, I want to ask you, as a coach, going through team struggles like this, when your team is like just going through a rough patch like this, what do you say to your team to try and get them back on track?
You know that if I knew that answer, I think that Chapman Hockey would have a winning season. Here's the deal. Sometimes with these types of things, you need to sit them down and you know, work on the things that you need to work on, some of the small things, do that, you know, do the whole gamut. At some point, these are professional athletes. They need to figure it out. I mean, at some point, the onus is on them. I mean, the coach can only do so much. He can't play the games, so he has to motivate in best way he can. But at the end of the day, if the players aren't ready to put in the work and figure it out themselves, what else can they do? I would say that you sit them down. Okay, boys, you know, erase what just happened. Erase the last, you know, X amount of games, X amount of plays, whatever it may be. We're starting fresh. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't know how baseball works. I don't know if you kind of, you know, rustle up the roster a little bit. I don't know how things work in that. But I would say you might make a change on some kind of lineup, bring a spark to the team. But at the end of the day, they got to figure it out themselves.
Yeah, obviously the Yankees dominating this Boston Red Sox-Yankees rivalry is not good baseball to watch. I want the Red Sox to be more competitive. Hopefully they can figure out their pitching side of things, and later in the season maybe play some spoiler. We'll see what happens. So hopefully the Red Sox figured their pitching side of things out. Offensively, they're doing pretty well. They're averaging about 5 runs per game, so they're not too bad on offense. But moving on to my number 4, oh damn, my defensive play of the week from the Angels shortstop, David Fletcher, giving some love to the Angels over here. In the 4th inning of Saturday night's game against Los Angeles Dodgers, Mookie Betts hit a hard ground ball to David Fletcher's right. He makes a backhanded catch on the run, jumps, and makes a perfect throw to nab Betts out by a hair. They reviewed the play. There wasn't enough to overturn the call. I mean, this is one of the best defensive plays I've seen this season from an infielder. If you haven't seen the video, hopefully we'll get it on our TLDR social media at some point, just so you guys can see the play. I mean, amazing feat of athleticism. Mookie Betts is one of the best runners in baseball, so to nab that guy out on a play like that is unbelievable. Eric, what do you think is the most impressive type of play to see in sports?
Well, they should have won that game first off. That was fucked. But the most impressive play in sports, you're asking me?
Yeah.
I would say it would be a hole-in-one in golf.
Of course you said that.
On a par 5.
On a par 5, yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Or on a DeChambeau par 4 would be a hole-in-one. But, yeah, that play, I was watching that live. That was a sick play. I think the Angels got the benefit of the doubt because it was called out right away. So, like you said, there wasn't enough to overturn it. But that's what Fletcher does for the Angels. That's probably his highest quality is the defensive side of things, getting pitchers back because the pitching isn't quite there for the Angels yet, and that's what he's got to do to keep them in games like that. So I did say, "Oh damn," when I saw the play, and I was happy that he threw out your favorite, Alex's new favorite Dodger, Mookie Betts.
Yeah, I definitely said oh damn as well. That was one hell of a throw. All right, moving on to number 3. Boys, the Miami Marlins and the Baltimore Orioles, as we sit here tonight talking, are in a playoff spot. Fucking crazy because I had them picked last in the division of both their respective divisions. As of today, the Marlins are 9-8. They're second in the National League East, one game back of the Atlanta Braves. Granted, they haven't played as many games as everyone else because of the whole COVID situation early on. The Orioles are currently 12-11. They are 4 games back of the Yankees in the AL East, but they are a wild card team with this expanded playoffs. As far as the Orioles are concerned, they have the third best team OPS in baseball. However, they have the 20th best ERA in baseball. So really great hitting, not so great pitching. Marlins are the opposite. Marlins, they have the 7th best team ERA in baseball. They got a couple of guys stepping up who are kind of third-year guys. Pablo Lopez has a 2.25 ERA through 3 starts. Hernandez is a 1.84 ERA through 3 starts. However, their offense is not so great. 24th best offense in baseball at 684. Their 2 best hitters, Brian Anderson, Jesus Aguilar, both have 4 home runs apiece. Alex, what team do you think is the bigger surprise here, and do you think either of these teams make the postseason?
The Orioles have got to be the biggest surprise. They play in a division, again, like we just talked about, we didn't expect the Red Sox because it's terrible, but the Orioles have been historically awful the last 3 years. They're a big surprise, especially the offensive side. I don't think either one of them will sustain this. You just said they're both literally a game above 500. I still think Tampa has started off slow. I can't imagine the Orioles hold off Tampa for that second spot in the East. The Mets have been bad. The Phillies have been bad. Braves have gotten a lot of injuries. I just don't think the Marlins can hold them off either. I know this is kind of like a downer response to your question. Great story for baseball. Baltimore is one of those baseball cities that maybe doesn't get enough love. Camden Yards is one of my top spots that I want to hit. I've heard Camden is just beautiful. I think it's good for baseball when it's not the big boys all the time. If I was going to pick one to squeak in, it's going to be the Orioles. I don't know why. I feel good. The Red Sox are bad. The Blue Jays are not as good as we think they are. Maybe the Orioles can squeak in this shortened season.
For sure. I'm going to go the opposite with you. I think the Marlins, might squeak in here, which I think would be hilarious because as a joke, I said for this 2020 season, the short season, as a joke, I said maybe the Marlins make a playoff spot. And I think it would be hilarious if they actually did. So I think I'm going to go on a limb, and I think they make one of those second wildcard spots. Just because, we're only halfway through. They're only a game back. That division, the Mets and the Nationals have underperformed so far. They're not doing so hot. It is very tight. But fuck it, it's 2020. I think the Marlins will squeak into a playoff spot. All right, moving on to my number 2 oh damn moment. Mookie Betts had a 3 home run game Thursday night at Dodger Stadium against the San Diego Padres. He became just the 3rd player in Major League history to record a 3 home run game 6 times in a career, joining Sammy Sosa and Johnny Mize. No one has done it 7 times. So James, I want to ask you this question. Does Mookie break the record and does he accomplish this feat 7 times? Mind you, he's only 27 years old. And second follow-up question to that, would you rather see a 3 home run game or a hockey hat trick in person?
First part of the question, I think he does. I think Mookie Betts is super, super talented. There's the reason why the Dodgers paid him all that money. He's a damn good baseball player. There's no doubt about it, and I'm not even a Dodgers fan. I want to go with a hockey hat trick in person just so I can throw my hat on the ice. I feel like that feeling would be amazing just to be part of that. Just say I did that. Do you get your hat back if you throw it back on
No.
the ice? Like,
No.
You're donating it.
maybe
Yeah.
not. Changing my
Oh.
answer. Going to the other one.
I'll say, would you throw your TLDR hat on the ice?
Yeah, man, I have a plethora right now. I have like 4 sitting in my room. So yeah, sure, why not?
All right, right on, man. All
Hey,
right.
I made those. What the fuck, man?
All right. Okay. So moving on, my number one. Oh, damn. This has been one of the biggest storylines of this week in baseball. The Cleveland Indians drama with two of their top pitchers, Zach Plesac and Mike Clevenger. So just for you guys who doesn't know much about it, I'm going to break it down for you guys. So Zach Plesac, Mike Clevenger were caught going out to bars in Chicago on August 7th. The team quickly learned of Plesac's going out. They sent a car service to go pick him up, be like, "You're busted, dude." Drove him back to Cleveland. However, they did not know of Clevenger's involvement until after the team flew back to Cleveland. So Clevenger was on the team playing, knowing that Plesac had already been caught, and he's on the team playing. Didn't admit to going out that night. The team's back, flying back to Cleveland. Obviously, they eventually found out that both those guys had gone out to a bar and had dinner with some friends that night. Currently, they're both demoted to the team's alternate site, so they're not on the Major League roster as of today. Neither have tested positive for COVID-19, thankfully. Plesac had posted an Instagram video kind of defending his actions, saying that the media had treated him unfairly about the whole situation, making him look like he was evil and, just a bad teammate. But just so you guys know, teammate Carlos Carrasco on the Indians had leukemia. So cancer guy, trying to battle that. And their manager, Terry Francona, was not with the team for 8 days because he was battling a illness, trying to get through that. As far as these two guys, are they important to the Indians? Absolutely are. Plesac, before this will happen, he was 1-1 with a 1.29 ERA with a 24-2 strikeout to walk ratio in 3 starts. Clevenger was also 1-1 with a 3.24 ERA. Clevenger was Alex's pick to win the Cy Young this year for the Indians. The Indians currently have the second best team ERA in baseball, and they are currently 13-9, 1 game back of the Twins in the AL Central. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys each a question about this whole situation. Trade-in, what do you think of Plesac's response, just kind of defending his actions, this whole thing, and basically making him sound like he was an asshole the whole time?
I mean, I'm kind of the guy that you just need to take, it's your actions. You got to take responsibility, and that doesn't sound like that he's doing as such. We expect politicians to appreciate their actions. Well, sports guys are the same way, as far as I'm concerned. So take responsibility for one spot.
Right on. Eric, if you're one of these guys' teammates, how do you respond? What do you say to these guys? Like, how are you hurt by their actions? Like, how do you respond to something like that?
I think you're a little disappointed in him, but at the same time, I don't know like the true situation. Like, was he seeing close family friends that he hasn't seen forever? Either way, it's going off kind of trading. You're committed to this team. It's a short season. They could have tested positive and fucked the whole team over, and then again fucked the whole league over. So you're disappointed in their actions, but now that it's over with, and thank God that they're negative, you move on. You try to focus on the season.
James, if you're in a management position, being the manager, Terry Francona, or the GM of the Indians, I mean, there's some players threatening to opt out if these guys are allowed to play. How do you handle these two guys?
I don't bring him back up. I'm going to leave him down there. And it hurts for me to say because Clevenger is on my fantasy team, and my fantasy team right now sucks. So I'd like to have him back, but to be honest, like, they don't deserve to be back. Like, you could have really compromised your team. You could have compromised the league, like Eric was saying. And the thing that really pissed me off though was Clevenger, because he saw Plesac get in trouble and he was with him, but he just went on like nothing changed, like he did nothing wrong. And dude, own up to it. Your punishment would have been less probably, but like now you got to stay down there. Like there's no way, man. Like you have none of the trust of your teammates. They're not gonna play defense behind you. It's stay down there. You may not. Yeah, no, don't come back up.
Yeah, that's a huge decision. Obviously, you can get really complicated in the service time if they're down there for longer. I think it's the 19 games. Then they don't have the season counted as a year of service for Major League Baseball, and that can delay their free agent and all those kind of things. So they can lose. Clevenger and Plesac lose a lot of money because of this, because of the team choosing to keep them down for as punishment or whatever. Alex, do you think that this whole situation, having those two guys down there for however long they're going to be down there for, and kind of the whole clubhouse being a little bit torn apart by this whole situation, is this going to hurt the Indians' postseason chances?
If it was a normal baseball season and we only had the 10 teams, then I would say yes. But the fact that there's 2 teams from each division coming into it, and the fact that they're in the AL Central, I think they still have a very good chance. If I can change my pick, Shane Bieber is my Cy Young pick because he's a fucking monster. The Clevenger pick is obviously a nightmare right now. I don't know. Their offense is good enough, but I mean, shout out to whatever episode we talked about the picks on, but I had Cleveland winning the AL Central, and that was based off of how good their pitching staff was. But if I kind of following off your previous questions, I would not bring them back up. This is unacceptable. I've talked shit about Lou Williams for doing almost the exact same thing in basketball. They shouldn't be come back up. This should be a harsh punishment that I think not the Cleveland Indians should bring upon them, but MLB itself, as a way to break up people from doing this again. Because as we talked about before, NHL is in a bubble, NBA is in a bubble. Baseball is a much more risky situation. So I don't know. Don't bring them back up. I do think this hurts their chances, but because they're in the AL Central, they're probably still going to make the playoffs. We'll see if they bring them back for the playoffs or kind of what happens. The Cleveland Indians are a whole fucking hot mess right now.
So real quick, a couple honorable mentions. Baseball's been talking about bringing the bubble for their postseason. I think they've been kind of looking at the NBA and the NHL and how successful the bubble has been for those two sports. Just real quick, Alex, since you've kind of been talking about it real quick, do you think realistically this is a thing that the MLB can do?
I think it is a thing MLB can do. I think they have to pick the right spot. Not to be biased, but I do think Southern California might be the best option because they have 3 stadiums with Dodger Stadium, Angel Stadium, Padres Stadium pretty close together. I think they should do it if they want to get through the playoffs without more COVID issues.
I agree. And then my second honorable mention, a couple unwritten rules being broken. Fernando Tatis has been in the media a lot lately. Traden, I know you have a lot to say about it. James, you texted me earlier today about it. Fernando Tatis hit 2 home runs yesterday against the Texas Rangers. The second one was on a 3-0 count when the Padres were up by 7 runs. Today, he also stole third base when they were up 6-0, which is also another unwritten rule you're not supposed to do. So James first, Traden second. James, are you just like completely just blown away by how stupid these unwritten rules are? And then Traden, like, I kind of want you to follow up on those comments and just how you feel about what these unwritten rules mean. Like, should they be gone? Just fuck them. Is Fernando Tatis your hero? Go for it.
So unwritten rules should stay unwritten. Reason being is when you write them down, you realize how stupid they actually are. Like those suck, straight up. If like, why are you getting mad at the guy for playing baseball? Like, dude, if it's a 3-0 count, don't throw it right down the middle. Be a better pitcher. Play better defense. That was a quote from my boy Matt from Indiana. Shout out Matt. But I was talking to him about that, and he was saying the exact same thing, man. Like, Be better at baseball. You're a pro athlete. You got to be competitive. You're getting mad at him for playing, for wanting to be good. Like, no, dude. Let him play.
Yeah, trading.
Yeah, I mean, same freaking thing. I mean, my Tatus jersey's in the mail. It's coming very soon. Dude, I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. This is what baseball needs. This is what brings me in. Okay, so these guys are paid to play baseball. They're professional athletes. He probably has bonuses that are tied to stolen bases or freaking home runs. The NHL has the whole gambit. I get it. Let the fucking guy swing for the fences. And actually, I'm very pissed at him because he apologized. He should have apologized, just like he should have just said, I apologize for absolutely fucking nothing, because he didn't do anything. He played fucking baseball. And I absolutely love it. He's electrifying. He's exciting. I may be a freaking Padres fan now. I mean, I absolutely love it. Fuck the old guys who think that it's old school or whatever. I don't really give a shit. I understand it in T-ball or whatever the fuck. Like, you learn to be a sportsman. They're pro athletes. James, you're absolutely right. Don't throw it down the fucking middle, you idiot. Get off the mound. Just quit playing if you can't fucking pitch the damn ball. I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't throw an unwritten pitch. Don't steal an unwritten base.
God, dude, I'm so glad you brought this up, man. I'm so glad.
All right. First of all, Traden, it's pronounced Tatis.
Not titties.
and second of all, Alex, do you agree with James and Traden with that whole sentiment?
100%. Fernando Tatis possibly is the face of baseball. That guy fucking balls. Good for him. Swing at the 3-0 pitch. Throw a better pitch. Fuck that. Just fuck it. Let the kids play. Hit jacks. Throw the bat. Fucking whip that beautiful hair. Do your thing, Fernando. Do your thing.
100%. He's the home run leader in Major League Baseball right now. He deserves, if anyone deserves to pimp a home run on a 3-0 count, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. All right. Eric, that's all I got. Take us home, buddy.